internal rotation PAILs and rails. So if you guys don't know, I have a crappy right hip, so 90-90 is hard for me to get really nice and upright. So I'm just going to bias that by just kind of leaning out just a little bit so that that position is comfortable for me. And then from there, I'm going to set up my regular 90-90. So right angle at the front at the knee, right angle at the ankle. Same thing in the back, right angle so that my knee is in line with my hip, and then my knee is in line with my ankle, and my toes are in line with my ankle. So nice 90-90. The only modification is I'm going to lean out just a little bit. So then to do the thing, to do the actual internal rotation of the hip, I'm just going to turn kind of back in towards my foot and reach for my foot. And then from there it becomes kind of standard PAILs and rails, and it's helping me to avoid that anterior pinch. So lots of people lack internal rotation. This is a good one if you have some problems either with the bear sit position or with some of the other traditional like 90-90 sitting straight up. So this is something that might work for you. It works for me. So then we just do our 2-minute stretch, and I'm probably going to grunt and groan through this. Then we're going to do 10-second PAILs. The 10-second PAILs is actually to drive my heel and foot down in to the mat. I'm going to drive my knee, but I'm going to drive my foot harder. So I'm actually hitting external rotation. And then the rails becomes to pull myself deeper into that stretch and attempt to lift my back foot up off of the mat. It's not going to happen, I can tell you that, but that is my intent. So I'm going to start with my first 2-minute stretch to get me past that stretch threshold. Again, that passive stretch is just to turn back into that hip, and I'm getting a nice stretch right here on the outside of my leg. This back stuff. Once I feel that stretch, I'm just going to take, and I'm going to do some nice parasympathetic breathing. 5 seconds in, 10 seconds out. I'm trying not to hold any tension in that area where I'm trying to get my stretch. Got about 30 seconds left in this first passive stretch. Okay, that's 2 minutes. So I'm going to start to drive my knee in, but I'm going to start to drive my back foot in harder. I'm going to take it up to 20%, but I'm going to go by ones. 1, 2, 3, like I'm turning up the dial on a guitar. Once I get to 20, I'm going to take it up to 40. Once I get to about 40%, I'll dial it up to 60. Now that I got it up to 60, I'm gonna take a nice deep breath in and pack the air down in my stomach. And I'm gonna let that 60% contraction spill out to the rest of my body. And I'm gonna take that foot up to 80%. So I'm really gonna start to drive. Once I have it to 80, I'm going to take it to my safest, greatest effort for about 10 to 15 seconds. Immediately following that, I'm going to Try to turn in or sit up just a little bit straighter and try to lift that back foot up 100% for about 10 to 15 seconds. You may get some cramping. After about a 10 or 15 second hold, I'll relax until my heart rate comes down and I can give another effort. Gaining that new range of motion. Again, coming back to diaphragmatic breathing. 5 seconds in, 10 seconds out. The second hold doesn't need to be 2 minutes. It just needs to be enough to let me recover so that I can give another effort. A good cue if you recover is if you can breathe just in and out of your nose. Okay, I'm pretty recovered, so I'm going to give another second effort. I'm going to start with that PAILs contraction again. Driving the knee into the ground, but driving the foot into the ground even harder. 20%. From there, I'll go to 40%. I'll take it to 60%. Once I get to 60, I'll pack the air down in. Start to breathe behind the wall, let that contraction spill out all over my body. Take the foot up to 80. And then 100%, greatest, safest effort for about 15. Immediately throw that in reverse, try to deepen my stretch by turning more and attempting to lift that back foot up off of the mat. And that's hip internal rotation from a leaning 90-90. Enjoy.